we doing at Allagash Acres today? We are going to make grape jelly. I had a bunch of grapes given to me. Now this normally is not the type of grapes that you make grape jelly with. You normally use Concord grapes, the same type of grapes that you use to make wine. But I have a whole bunch of these, so let's see what happens with the jelly on that. What happened to me last year was I had my Concord grapes, and Concord grapes have seeds in them. So I got this brilliant idea. Oh, I'll cook them up, put them in my bullet and grind them up, and then I won't have to put it through the cheesecloth and do all of that work. Well, that wasn't a brilliant idea. It did grind up the seeds, but it made the jelly gritty. So I don't have any grape jelly. So we're going to do this and see how it works. And we're going to use my jelly maker. This is a Bold Fresh Tech Jam and Jelly Maker. You can purchase it on Amazon, or I did buy mine at Walmart. This was about 5 years ago. And what I usually do when I'm in the she shed is put a batch in here and make it, and then I have a batch on the stove that I make as traditionally, the way that I make jam or jelly, and then I have 2 batches going at once. So I'll show you how to use this guy. So first of all, I cooked all the grapes up. They don't have any seeds in them, guys. Cooked them all up. Got some cooking, these cooking now. Cooked them up and then ground them up in my bullet. And this is what I ended up with. So you need 3 cups of your grape juice, or whatever it is, your grape stuff. You're going to put 4 tablespoons of fruit pectin in there. So normally when you do it on the stove, you just use 1 pack of this. There we go. It says to stir it in there. To tell you the truth, I have not used this little machine that much. But I figured since I'm inside instead of out in my she shed, you're going to pour that in there. You know me, I like to get every bit of that juice in there. Then you put some margarine in there. This keeps your jelly from foaming. So if you've ever made jelly before, it'll get a foam on the top of it. And you put the margarine in there and it helps. So now, you will press the jelly button. And it'll give you a 25. And you press enter. And it starts turning automatically. You will cover it. And then when 4 minutes go by, it will give you a beep. My problem is this beep is like beep, 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 beep. And usually when I'm multitasking and doing other things, I have a really hard time hearing that beep. So you will hear the beep, and then you will put your sugar in there. So I already have my sugar pre-measured in my nice Pampered Chef measuring cup. You see all of these are Pampered Chef. My spatula is Pampered Chef. So, and my knife I used was even Pampered Chef. So over here I have the red grapes cooking. So I'll cook them down a little bit and then put them in the bullet, and we'll make a batch of the green grapes and a batch of the red grapes. I do have my jars. You don't have to do this. I guess I'm just old-fashioned. I take my jars and put them in here and heat them to sterilize them. So I do have my jars already waiting for when the jelly gets finished, so I can put them right in there. So that's what step we're on right now. and we'll see how it goes. Okay, the little beeper went off. A faint little beep, beep, beep. So you just take and pour your sugar in there. And you just let it keep going around. And you just pour your sugar in. Put the lid back on. And it says 21 minutes. You just let it stir itself. And then we will have jelly. Okay guys, so our little machine has finished cooking. So you're going to take the lid off. And take this little center thing out, which is very hot. Hot, hot, hot. And then you get to jar up your jelly now. So a couple tools that I have that come in really handy for putting my jelly in the jars. You'll need this little tool. You can get this at Amazon or Walmart or places like that. Then these are old Corelle coffee cups. Like really, who drinks coffee like this now? So these are wonderful for canning. They have the handle, which you can hang on the side. They dip out just wonderful. So these are really nice to have. When I go to yard sales, I pick them up. So it doesn't look like it's going to be the prettiest jelly, jam, whatever. But if it tastes good, what's it matter? You need to leave a little bit of headspace on there. I've noticed with this machine, it doesn't make that much as compared to the traditional, because I only used, what, 3 cups of juice, and with the traditional way, it's 5 or 7 cups, so it makes a lot more. So that's a lot of times why I have 2 batches going at once, so I get twice as much done. Let's see, I can just hang that right there on the side. Here's another little tool. This is to get the lids. I do heat my lids too, so just pulls my little lids out. One of the things you want to do first, and I took my paper towel that I was going to use. You want to wipe the rims of your jars. You need to wipe the rims of your jars, and see, this fits right in there too. Wipe the rims so that there's no jelly on that rim, because if there is, it won't seal. So I just go around, you take your little lid, put on top. Like I said, this little tool. I remember growing up, they didn't have that little tool, and we used to have to take a butter knife and try to get them out of the hot water, and that was always a challenge. Here's a quick story for you. I went to a judging seminar at one of the fair conventions, and this was probably 30 years ago. The lady looks around and says, "So does everybody in here actually can, and she looks great at me. And everybody says yes, and she's still staring at me, right? So we had a challenge at the end for, she said, okay, I have some jelly here, and it's a challenge. Let's see who can identify it, right? So Mom and I was at the judging seminar, and I taste it, and I go, Mom, what is this? I think I kind of know it. And it was very clear. It was just a clear jelly. And I'm like, I should know this. So I looked at Mom and I said, it's grape. It's white grape. And so she asked everybody if they knew what it was. And some people had a couple guesses, and no one guessed grape. And I guessed, it's white grape. She looks at me and she goes, you're correct. And I wanted to, of course this wasn't the saying back then, but bazinga, woman, bazinga. How dare you say that I don't can? And then I got it right. So now I will process these in hot water for about 5 minutes to seal them really good. Have one more, maybe one more jar in here. And see how nice that just stays right there on the side? And you just lift it off, put it in there. And like I said, it's not the prettiest. It's not going to be the prettiest. But now what do I do with it? We'll see how good it is. So that's what we're doing today at Alligator Shakers. Since I had free grapes, I thought I'd make some grape jelly up. Okay, everybody have a wonderful Easter.